Speaking of horses is made possible by EquiScentials horse care products. For products developed by a horse person, for horse people, and horse use. Please check out EquiScentials horse products. They have all the products you need to perfectly care for your horse's coat and physical appearance and well-being. EquiScentials.
Hi, I'm Dr. Tom Tweeten, and I want to take a few minutes here to show you some thoughts I have on hoof care and preparing horses' hooves for either for riding or for showing. This is a hoof that we've had an opportunity to do some work with already. We've sanded it, and you'll see that it is smooth. And with this particular hoof, I can go ahead and moisturize it. Add some moisturizer to it to just condition it. When I use the moisturizer, I want to work it into the coronet band as well as into the hoof area itself. I think another important thing to remember is that we want to get the back bulb area moisturized as well. This is a growth area that grows into the frog area, helps it keep it healthy and protected. So working the moisturizer into the hoof is an important part of keeping this area healthy. And by rubbing and stimulating the coronet band area, we also improve the growth area as well. We can prepare the hoof by first carefully cleaning it. We want to, pick this hoof up, we want to go ahead and use a good, strong hoof pick and clean the hoof area. Now, the thing I like to emphasize with working with a hoof pick is what I want to be able to do is slide the hoof pick along the frog and gently dig into that crevice to clean it out. If I poke down into it, I can damage that frog area and this area that's down into the valley between the frog and the hoof pad itself. So working that area, protecting it, and very carefully working that area and working it on its side is a great way to protect your hoof but still keep that area nice and clean. Then I'll clean out and underneath the shoe area itself, and it should be ready to go. If you're working your horses on rock or on a arena area that has wood pieces, you want to also check your horses after you've ridden them to make sure that there's no pieces of wood or rock caught in this area as well, and to remove them, very gently lift them out with a good hoof pick. Another important tool to have with you at all times in your tack box is a good rasp. One of the things that we find with horses as they're out in a paddock area where there might be a few rocks or it's not real even, the hooves will tend to chip a little bit. And no matter how much we use a hoof moisturizer on them to protect them, they will chip a little bit. And if we want to keep that hoof growing evenly and smoothly, what we'll want to do is pick that hoof up and using the rasp, very gently work those edges off carefully, work some of that chipping away and round it out so it doesn't break out and chip anymore. So having a rasp handy in your toolbox is another important tool. The next thing I'm going to do is if I'm preparing my horse to show, much like we did with this hoof, I want to get a sander. And I like to use a cordless sander so I don't need to worry about electric cords getting caught up in the leg area and the hoof area or having them step on them, particularly if they have shoes on, because they could break the casing on the wire and short it so that they might get a nice shock from that electric cord. So using a cordless sander is very valuable. Once you have a sander like this, and even if the horse is used to it, when you turn it on, you want to turn it on far enough away so that the horse is familiar with it, let them see it, let them get a feel for it. I like the mouse type of sander, mainly because now I can get the pointed part in between the nails on the shoe that are keeping the shoe attached to the hoof, so I don't sand the heads off of those nails, so that the hoof shoe will release from the hoof wall. Once I have that done, we've sanded this one already. I can go back. We have a hoof back here that we haven't worked with yet. You'll notice as the safety standpoint of addressing this hoof, I'm off to the side. I'm going to hold it up and let it rest on my knee, and then I'm going to go in process. And the beauty of using a battery-operated sander rather than a disc sander or the mouse sander is that it's going to be oscillating back and forth. It's not going to get hot. It's not going to hurt the hoof. And as I told you, with the sander itself, I can work in and amongst the nail holes and sand out as well. I usually start with a medium grit paper. If I'm going to be showing these horses and really want these hooves sanded off well, then I'm going to come back with a fine grit paper to finish off the job. If I really want them polished up well, I'll take and cut a pad like this that will fit onto the sander as well and polish them off with some of this paper. Once I have all that completed, then I'll come back, as we did with this hoof, apply the moisturizer, and the moisturizer will then absorb in and have a generally dry, mossy feel to it. If I want to color the hooves in any way, I can come back with a high quality hoof cream, and I can go ahead and apply some of this hoof cream to the hoof to blacken it. And you can see how we're now blackening it. We'll allow that to dry, buff it out. We're showing. Very simple, straightforward. You don't have to strip the shoe polish in the same way that if you're using hoof black or some other almost nail polish type material that tends to dry the hooves. This does not dry the hooves, and you can leave it on. These are a couple of very simple ideas and hints for you to go ahead to help keep your hooves looking clean and healthy.